welcome you all for today's webinar. First, let me congratulate all of you and especially Bimal sir. Sir, if you remember in 2018 when you visited Shegao, we created history because there were maximum participants at non-branch location, say 780 participants were there. And today also for this event, 11 branches have come together, 10 from Maharashtra and 1 from Gujarat for this single webinar. I don't see any webinar where so many branches have collectively come together. Sir, you are with you, we definitely break record and create history. GST is very complex subject and your knowledge and thoughts are need of an hour. I thank today's coordinator Anand Jakotia, WRC Treasurer, for coordinating the event. I also thank my co-host branches and all the members for coordinating the event. I give special thanks to WRC Chairman Lalit Bajaj sir for his guidance. I just appeal to stay at home, be happy and happy learning to all of you. I will just hand over to Anand. I guess Anand is not able to connect because of some issues at his place. There is no electricity. So I will just ask Lalit Bajaj sir to guide us for a few minutes. Lalit Bajaj, over to you, sir. Hello, Lalit sir. Sir, it seems he is also not there. We will take his remark afterwards. You can start the event. There are already 73 participants, sir.
Okay, not an issue.
You can start the event.
Shall I can start?
Yes, sir, definitely. We will take Lalit Bajaj sir's remarks afterwards.
Okay, not an issue. At the outset, let me thank who is joining today for this webcast on important topic. And this topic is section 16 subsection 4 and rule 36 subrule 4 with the open issues. Now, before I start, I want to put a request to each one of you. Kindly put your microphone on mute mode. Kindly put your microphone on mute mode for simple reason that we are on a e-platform. So any voice coming in and disturbing this webcast will be, disturbing others to listen carefully. I request Prakash Bhandari ji also that if he can put me on a main screen so that everyone can focus me on a main screen. Prakash Bhandari ji, my request to you that if you can put my video on a main screen so that everyone watching, they can see me and connect together. Today, I'm not going to make PowerPoint presentation, but definitely the presentation which you all are looking for, I will try from my side. So just be with me, go along with me, and whenever I'm posting query, I will look at in the chat box, question answer session and chat box also, wherein you can say yes, no. So I would be taking you all along with me and I will try to make maximum and best of it. Believe me, today I'm going to give you some of the opinion and that opinion would be coming to you free of cost. Believe me, free of cost. And then we would be interacting and enjoying this particular webcast today. So without taking much time, let me start with my today's webcast on important topic. So first of all, I will start my webcast with important case studies and then I will connect one after another. So I really want each one of you, you should be having some paper and pen in front of you. Okay. Am I audible now? No. That's perfect. So what I'm saying that you keep a paper and pen, a pencil in front of you, along with a cup of tea or coffee. You enjoy sitting at your home this particular session. Let me take this part to give you the best from my side. and I will make it simple for you. Believe me, I'm not going to make any PowerPoint presentation. I'm not going to say any technical provision, but technical provision in a manner so that you can understand. I just want that you should connect with me, really focus on me, maybe 1 hour, 15 minutes, and then we can take it further. I got certain questions also from the participants. I will take the question answers once I'm through with my session. So what you can do in between, no required to put any question, just pause yourself, keep your question with yourself. When we'll start question answer session, you can always chip in and write your question. Believe me, I will try my best today to respond back to your query. Prakash ji, something is problem. My microphone is getting muted by operator. Bhandari ji, kindly have a look into. And I want my screen should come as a main screen. Kindly see to it so that all the attendees get the benefit out of it. Nevertheless, let me start the session. What I was telling you that you can pause with your question, pay your attention as and when I'm moving. I will keep watch, but when we start question answer session, I will focus on question answers. Until then, you should focus on me and the topic which I'm going to discuss today. So, without any further delay, I'm starting my webcast today. So, starting with the case study number 1. Let's assume that I'm starting with a case study which is a realistic case study. One PSU company and his CFO came to my office and he posted a query to me, Bimal ji, I was supposed to avail credit of 6,25,000 in CGST account and SGST account. But by mistake, my account person, while filing GSTR 3B, and we all know that when we file GSTR 3B, it is almost last date, and last date we all struggle. And this is creating problem for all of us together. So this accountant was filing 3B and putting the number of 6,25,000 in respective head CGST and SGST. While putting, he was putting zero, but it was not visible to him. So he kept putting zero after zero. Once this 3B got filed, he saw that as against 6,25,000, as against 6,25,000, the credit amount is now shown as 6 crore 25 lakh in respective head, CGST and SGST. So credit was supposed to be taken 6,25,000, but wrongly shown as 6 crore 25 lakh rupees in respective head. Now this CFO coming back to my office and asking, Bimal ji, what should I do? Do I require to reverse this credit? I know you all will be answering, this credit need to be reversed. There's no denial. I'm sure you all are saying it need to be reversed. Now this can be reversed only in succeeding month, because you cannot rectify your GSTR 3B, which is already got filed. So only in succeeding month you are going to reverse it. Then the CFO is posting a query to me, Bimal ji, if I reverse this credit, whether interest is leviable, because this credit I have wrongly availed. This credit I have wrongly availed. Whether interest is leviable. This was the question. So I'm just throwing this question to all of you. Start thinking. This guy has taken credit which was wrong availment, 6 crore 25 lakh in respective head as against 6 lakh 25,000. Now he's reversing this credit in succeeding month. Tell me whether interest is leviable or not. I'm not asking any answer that you should write here. but I am definitely looking for, and what I'm looking for, that in the event chat box, there's a chat box available with all of you. You tell me in your chat box whether interest is leviable or not. Say yes or no. Say only yes or no. Nothing is, you need not require to write in big terms. Interest is leviable or not. Say yes or no. I want to see that answer from you. So Mayur is saying no. Sukanya is saying no. Rohit Singla is saying no. Devendra Bhai, they all are saying no. No interest, no interest. Okay. But there's some guy who are saying yes. They're saying yes also. Believe me, I'm finding some of them are saying yes also. Now, Poch. Perfect, perfect. Okay, good, good. Now, this is how we would be interacting with ourselves. This is what we would be interacting. Now, come. I have given opinion to this client and said interest is not leviable under section 50 subsection 1. Then this CFO wanted Bimal ji, when you are saying interest is not leviable on reversal of this credit which is wrongly availed, give me the reason why it should not be. If you go to section 73, which is so-called notice for non-fraud cases, and go to 74, which is so-called notice for fraud cases. If you read the line therein, they have used the term even wrongful availment, whether utilized or not utilized, you are liable and department can issue a so-called notice for reversal of credit along with interest and penalty. Now listen to me carefully. I'm giving you three reasons now. Three reasons why interest is not leviable. Then I will connect beautifully with other subject matter like 16 subsection 4, like rule 36 sub rule 4. So you have to listen very carefully. What I said for levy of interest under section 50 subsection 1, what it says, interest is leviable on non-payment or short payment. So whenever there is non-payment, you have not paid, or wherever there is a short payment, interest is leviable. Now in this case, he is reversing the credit which he has not utilized. So to explain this subject matter and to justify our point that interest is not leviable, let me take one more example. Let's say you got 1000 rupees liability, 1000 rupees liability. You got 500 rupees lying in your e-credit ledger, 500 rupees lying in your e-credit ledger. And out of 500, let's assume that 100 rupees is the credit which is wrongly availed by you, Now for discharging 1000 rupees, this taxpayer has paid 900 rupees from e-cash ledger and paid 100 rupees from e-credit ledger. Now only question will come, he was having 500 rupees in an e-credit ledger. He discharged 100 rupees from e-credit ledger. Now the question comes whether this taxpayer has used that wrongly availed credit. He will always argue, no, he hasn't availed. He has not utilized, rather I will say, this credit which was stated to be wrongful availment. So what happened? He was having 500 rupees. Out of 500, 100 was wrongful availment. But he has not utilized that 100 rupees which was stated to be wrongful availment. So there's no question of non-payment or short payment on account of this wrongful availment. So there's no question of non-payment or short payment on account of this wrongful availment, meaning thereby till the time credit results into utilization of credit, till the time credit result into a reduction in your output tax by way of utilization of credit, you can always argue that there was no payment allegation cannot be alleged against me, neither a short payment. When there is non-payment and short payment allegation is not there, where is the question of interest payment? Point number one. Second, I quoted Patna High Court judgment. In the case of commercial steel, and in that judgment it is being stated till the time credit is utilized, there is no question of interest levy. There is no question of interest levy. Third, I'm telling you, and this is a very good example where you can really understand why interest should not be levied. There was one taxpayer. He was having only 1 lakh rupees liability. 1 lakh rupees liability. He was filing 3B as usual. And on last date, we all know while filing 3B, we all struggle. So when he was filing 3B, he was putting zero one after another because that zero was not visible to him. So this 1 lakh rupees liability become 100 crore rupees liability by the time he filed his 3B. So as soon as this 3B got filed, 100 crore was visible. The concerned commissionerate got so joyous. They started thinking, oh, they got some good large taxpayer. Immediately they sent a notice to this taxpayer, boss, you deposit your 100 crore rupees liability. Now this taxpayer is saying, sir, it was all mistake. It was only 1 lakh rupees. Wrongly it is shown as 100 crore. My liability is only 1 lakh rupees. This case has gone to High Court. And in a High Court, department said he has to deposit this tax. And that is what he has to do. Now taxpayer coming and saying, sir, lordship, my liability was only 1 lakh. It is only human error. It got 100 crore, but my liability is only 1 lakh. What department said then? Sir, ask him to adjust this in succeeding month. Now this taxpayer is saying to lordship, even if I adjust this amount till the last breath of my life, I will not be able to utilize. It is only 1 lakh rupees. It was human error. What is being decided by Honorable Court, Court decided that it was human error since this taxpayer was not having facility of revising his 3B, GSTR 3B. He can't revise. That's the reason. Now in this case and in succeeding month, he cannot adjust. Department must accept the manual 3B for correcting this liability. Even for the Tran 1 credit, the 2-3 judgment were wrongly shown the figure and succeeding month it can't be corrected. So then in that case it is being allowed manual filing. So my answer coming to all of you that since 3B cannot be revised, he was not having any option other than. So in the same case, had it been given to me, I could have corrected 3B of that particular month. Since it was not there, that's the reason I corrected in succeeding month. Suo motu, without utilization. Hence, no interest should be leviable. That is the conclusion drawn, and maximum of you have said, yes, no interest. Now, having said that, next topic which I'm connecting here, there's a big debate going on pan-India, whether interest to be charged on gross tax versus net tax liability. whether it is to be levied on gross tax or net tax. Let me create the example for all of you, then I will connect. Let's say I got 1 crore rupees liability, 1 crore. And I got 80 lakh rupees lying in my e-credit ledger. 80 lakh rupees lying in my e-credit ledger. Since GST is on accrual basis, I could not deposit the 20 lakh rupees because of want of fund money. After 6 months, I deposited this tax, filed my 3B and paid the taxes, 20 lakh rupees. Now I'm going to post a question to all of you, whether this interest, which is supposed to be levied under section 50 subsection 1, to be levied on 1 crore, which is gross tax, or 20 lakh, which is net tax. Please tell me in your chat box. I want to see the answer. So Kiran is responding, Sumit Chavan is responding, everyone is responding now. Okay. Net tax liability on 20 lakh rupees. All right, all right. Appreciated. Mandar is also saying 20 lakh rupees. Now listen to me. Listen, carefully listen to me. Now this case is long debated and disputed. Long debated and disputed. I want to have your attention now. Your attention now. See, you have seen that we got Telangana High Court judgment in the case of mega engineering. It was concluded that interest to be paid on gross tax liability, 1 crore. In between, we got CBIC tweet that also says that interest to be charged on gross tax. We got interdepartmental letter which also says interest to be charged on gross tax. Recently, in 39 GST Council meeting held on 14th March 2020, GST Council has principally decided and recommended that interest to be charged on net tax liability 20 lakh, and that too retrospectively 1st July 2017. And now just to draw your attention, to everyone attention here, do you know that GST Council has already decided that the interest to be charged on net tax liability in the 31st GST Council meeting held on 22nd December 2018, already recommended. A proviso got inserted by CGST Amendment Act 2018 under section 50 subsection 1. This proviso says that interest to be charged on net tax provided no initiation of legal proceedings under section 73 and 74. Now here I'm going to ask you, and this is the moot question, and which I want to test each one of you. This proviso got inserted by CGST Amendment Act 2018, talking about on net tax liability, what you have to write in your chat box, and which is my question, and you have to say only yes and no, nothing else. Whether this proviso which got inserted is applicable now. So you have to write yes or no. So I am testing each one of you. The proviso which says that the interest to be on net tax liability is applicable. Say yes or no. Write in your chat box. Write in your chat box. Yes or no. I just want to test and check. Still no. Applicable after 1/2/2019. No, yes, no, yes. So many guys, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no coming out. Answer to all of you. Answer to all of you. Believe me. Now listen, perfect. Everyone is doing good part. They're responding and putting answer. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to check. Good. Just pause. Now listen to me. Okay. Listen. This proviso is there. But to surprise to everyone here, this is yet to be notified. This is yet to be notified. It is not yet notified. 39 GST Council meeting has said it will be made retrospectively from 1st July 2017. But let me tell you that this retrospective applicable that once 1st July 2017 need to be inserted. So as on date, if you look at proviso, it is not made effective. Then two questions will come in front of you. Two questions. The first question you are going to ask me, which I assume, sir, what should I do? Shall I pay interest on gross tax or net tax, even though this proviso is not applicable as on date? My answer to all of you would be, you pay only on net tax liability, net tax 20 lakh rupees. Second question could be from your side, sir, I have paid on gross tax. Now this proviso says net tax. 39 GST Council also recommend net tax. Retrospectively, 1st July 2017, what should I do? I paid on gross tax. Wait, once this proviso gets notified, you file your refund claim for excess interest paid on gross tax versus net tax liability. On excess interest paid on gross tax versus net tax liability. And let me tell you, there is one good judgment, which is third case study. One Jharkhand High Court judgment has come just 2-3 days back. And this is the webinar which I'm doing after the Jharkhand High Court judgment. So this is very interesting and updated information which you will get. And very good judgment. In the case of Vasudev Construction Company, a partnership firm, Jharkhand High Court has given a judgment and two important takeaways for the taxpayer. Listen very carefully. First, tell me the fact of the case. Fact of the case is, and you have to listen very carefully. That's the reason I'm telling you, just get tuned and connect with me so that you get maximum out of it. This partnership firm, now I'm requesting every one of you, okay, Mandar, please, I'm saying, Shraddha is also saying that Madras High Court judgment in the case of Reflex Industries Limited, where it is being decided that interest on net tax liability, all right, not an issue. I will request now each one of you, you have to pause and go along with me. When I will ask you to come to chat box, come. Otherwise, listen to me carefully. Otherwise, concentration goes away. So be with me. What is Jharkhand High Court judgment which I was referring to? This Vasudev Construction Company is a partnership firm. They got their liability to be paid for the month of February and March 2018, which they have deposited in the month of March 2019. Now, if you look at the fact of the case, liability was pertaining to February and March 2018, got paid in March 2019. Quite obvious, department had issued a communication, you can say, or notice kind of things to this taxpayer for payment of interest to be paid, because we all know it is February and March 18 and 3B normally to be filed and taxes are supposed to be paid by 20th of next month. This is what normal provision. Department has issued the communication for payment of interest. Even they have initiated for the recovery proceedings. Recovery proceedings under section 79 and written to the petitioner bank that you should remit this amount to the tax department. Now, this petitioner has gone and filed a writ in the Jharkhand High Court, and there were two questions which got decided. Listen carefully. First question was why this taxpayer has paid the tax liability of February and March 2018 in March 2019, almost after 1 year. What this petitioner cited and said, and they have attached that screenshot. They said, Lordship, there was one information message was popping up on GSTN portal, common portal, which says that due date for filing return and payment for February and March 2018 is 31st March 2019. Hence, we have paid the taxes in March 2019. Hence, interest should not be levied. Counter by the department now. Department counter. Department said, no, Lordship, this particular information which was popping up on GSTN portal, this was not pertaining to due date for February and March 18. It was only for waiver of late fees for those taxpayers who could not submit their GSTR1 from July 17 to September 18, and if they file their return in a period 22nd December 2018 to 31st March 2019, it was meant for them and only waiver of late fees. Now petitioner says, Lordship, nothing was stated on GSTN portal. It was simply saying that for February and March 18, due date would be 31st March 2019. Hence, the question comes, interest is leviable or not? And department has gone ahead for recovery proceedings under section 79. Now, two questions, and you may just visualize yourself. You may have got certain communications from department for payment of interest. Lot many Pan India I've seen, they got their letter from the department for payment of interest. Now, around 44,000 crore rupees is being invested, is pending in that interest. Now, listen very carefully, and which I'm going to ask you in a chat box, which you need to answer it. Two questions which was there before Jharkhand High Court. The first question, whether interest can be demanded from any taxpayer unless so-called notice is being issued in this regard. So taking the same example, now I will request each one of you whether interest under section 50 subsection 1 can be demanded without issuance of so-called notice under section 73 non-fraud case, 74 fraud case. I just want to see your answer. And why I'm asking, you must be knowing interdepartmental letter where senior government official has said that interest can be recovered even without issuance of so-called notice. Hence, this Jharkhand High Court judgment is very, very important. Tell me, how many of you are saying yes and no? Okay. All right. So many guys are yes and no. Mixed answer. All right. Okay. Mamta is saying something. All right, Nissan. All right. Listen now. Listen carefully. Now, you have to pay attention and listen carefully. What happened? This guy has paid the taxes. When you go to under section 73, which is a section for issuance of so-called notice, it says when there is non-payment or short payment non-payment or short payment. Department can issue show cause notice along with interest and penalty. I only said whether department can recover interest under section 50 without issuance of show cause notice. This was the question, and you have given mixed reply: yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Answer to you: even though there is section 75 subsection 12, you may note down, it may help you later. It clearly says that recovery of interest can be made even without issuance of show cause notice. But let me tell you what Jharkhand High Court has decided. Jharkhand High Court has says he has paid the tax liability of February and March 18 in March 2019. Hence, there is no question of no payment, non-payment, and there is not a short payment also. But what is being decided in this judgment, you know? They have relied their Godavari Commodities Limited. Godavari Commodities Limited. And in that judgment, they say, if you are paying taxes beyond the due date, so let's say particular month, I'm supposed to pay my liability. Let's assume my liability for February 2019, let's assume it need to be paid by 20th March. If I pay beyond 20th March, I paid the taxes. But now what is being decided in this judgment, which I'm telling you, they say if you pay the taxes beyond due date, then that will term tantamounts as if you have not paid the taxes. As if you have not paid the taxes. And what they have done, they have relied section 73, subsection 5, subsection 6, and subsection 7. And just to explain this thing, what they have done, let's say being a taxpayer, on my own ascertainment, I have paid the taxes and paid the interest also. But if department comes to know that this guy has not paid the full taxes, then department can issue show cause notice under section 73, subsection 7. It is being written for differential amount along with interest and penalty. Taking the same clue, now it is being stated, if taxes are being paid beyond due date, then it can be termed as a non-payment, and hence for demanding of interest, issuance of show cause notice is required for the region. If department want to levy interest, or department is calculating the interest, as a taxpayer, I'm having my own right to dispute the calculation done by the department or levy of interest by the department. As a taxpayer, I can dispute both the things. I can dispute the calculation, I can dispute the levy also. Hence, it cannot be done without adjudication. So, conclusion of this judgment is no interest unless show cause notice is being issued either under section 73 or 74. Second point which got decided. In this case, department has written to the petitioner bank garnishing proceedings. There's a provision called garnishing proceedings for recovery of interest directly from the bank, which was not adjudicated. No show cause notice was issued. What court said, section 79 says that when any amount is payable under the GST Act or rules made thereunder, which is not paid, then only recovery proceedings. But what court said, this interest which is to fit in an amount payable, this can happen only when it is adjudicated. Unless the matter adjudicated, and for that show cause notice need to be issued, it is not amount payable. If it is not amount payable, there is no question of recovery proceedings. No question of recovery proceedings, and that is what decided in that Jharkhand High Court judgment. So two important things I'm giving to all of you. To all of you, if you got a communication from department or got some notice without DIN number from the department for this interest amount, believe me, don't pay. Don't pay. On your own ascertainment, you can pay on net tax liability. But if you feel like this interest is not leviable, don't pay this interest till the time show cause notice is being issued. And you can also cite this Jharkhand High Court judgment. I got some question from the Pan India basis. Somebody asked me, Bimal ji, with the Jharkhand High Court judgment applicable in Maharashtra? This is what I'm being asked. With the Jharkhand High Court judgment can be used in Maharashtra or Gujarat? My answer to all of you, it is on question of law. If we are having this unique judgment which is not contrary and no contrary judgment exists as on date from different high court, from any other court, to my view, and before I say my view, I'm asking each one of you, can I use this Jharkhand High Court which is giving this judgment and no contrary judgment exists as on date? Tell me in your chat box. Tell me in your chat box whether we can apply Jharkhand High Court judgment even in other state. I want to see in that chat box. Please, faster. In a chat box, I want to see answer yes or no, so that I understand yes, you're getting my point. Yes, definitely yes. All right. So maximum are saying yes. That's the good part. That's the very good part. You understood it. Okay. Having said that, now my time comes for changing to the next topic. Before I move to next topic, let me touch base. Item number four. For payment of GST liability, and here I'm going to tell you the open issues which government keep on, open and not providing ease of business. Let me tell you what is this item. Say for payment of GST liability, I can pay from my e-cash ledger, I can pay from my e-credit ledger. But in e-cash, they have created bucket of, let's say you got IGST liability. And you want to discharge your IGST liability from e-cash ledger, then you need to deposit the cash into IGST e-cash ledger only. If you deposit into CGST e-cash ledger, you can't use CGST e-cash ledger for discharging IGST liability. So what was happening in the market? We were changing hard. It was happening in the market that you once again deposit in IGST e-cash ledger and take refund from the CGST e-cash ledger. And we all know how refund was coming to us. Refund was so difficult to get from the department. Now, we were suggesting to the government and telling them, sir, why you have created bucket in that e-cash ledger? There should be just one bucket. I should pay from their IGST, CGST, SGST, UTGST. Why bucket is being created? In 31st GST Council meeting, held on 22nd December 2018, it is principally recommended that you can transfer from one bucket to another bucket, IGST to CGST, SGST, UTGST, or vice versa. It was stated to be. And let me tell you, it got inserted under Rule 87, Sub-Rule 13 of CGST Rule 2017, got inserted also. Now you know that the market, we all are on WhatsApp. We do so much of WhatsApp. PMT 09. This is a form whereby you can transfer from one e-cash ledger to another e-cash ledger or vice versa. It's made available on GSTN portal just few days back, 3-4 days back. PMT9 is made available. Now, the question is whether Rule 87 Sub-Rule 13 is being notified because it was kept open from a date to be notified later. Let me tell you, and I'm telling to all of you, this Rule 87 Sub-Rule 13 is not yet notified. Not yet notified. Look at the irony of this country. We all are looking for ease of business. Recommended on 22nd December 2018, inserted sometime in July 2019, but it is not made effective as on date. Not made effective as on date. But PMT9, this time GSTN is going a step further. They are going a step further and you can do the activity. Without this 87 sub-rule 13 is notified. Now, let me ask this question to all of you. Let me ask this question to all of you. Let me ask. And here you have to answer it. Since rule 87 sub-rule 13 is not notified, PMT9 is available on GSTN portal and it is working also as far as my information goes. It is working also. Can I file and transfer the money now without waiting for the date of notification? Say yes or no. Please tell me. Can I file PMT9 without waiting for date of notification of rule 87 sub rule 13? Please tell me. I'm looking for the answer from each one of you. Say yes or no. So Mandar is saying, okay. So I'm getting mixed answer once again. Okay, yes and no, yes and no. Lot many things are coming to me, yes and no. All right, perfect. My answer to all of you. Okay, all right. Listen to me. I'm telling to each one of you. Please go ahead. If this PMT 9 is made available on GSTN portal, which is working now, but rule 87 sub rule 13 is not notified, are you not finding similar kind of fact as I discussed in Jharkhand High Court judgment? In Jharkhand High Court judgment was the same thing. Information was popping up on GSTN portal. 31st March 2019 for payment of February and March 2018. A taxpayer is reasonably supposed to believe whatever available on GSTN portal, it is being made available on GSTN portal on the basis when law is permitting to do that. Reasonably, my view, I can definitely use it. And that's what my answer to all of you. But to tell you, I'm already in touch with CBIC, already requested them to notify the same and that too retrospectively, so that if someone who want to use this PMT9, they can do that and their all actions should be within the four corners of law. But I given my argument which is made available on GSTN portal. As a taxpayer, I can reasonably believe that this is coming only when law is permitting them to do so. Having said that, now moving to the fifth case study, and these are two important case studies, very important. Rule 36 sub rule 4 of CGST rule 2017. Now I will request audience that you go with me. We are almost 1 hour over, maybe half an hour more. I will deliberate. I have taken two items now, rule 36 sub rule 4 and section 16 subsection 4. And then we will start question answer session. But now this half an hour is important one, because two important topic I'm going to discuss now. So I need your attention. Let me start with Rule 36 sub Rule 4. What is Rule 36 sub Rule 4? Listen very carefully. Rule 36 sub Rule 4 says there would be capping of 20%. This 20% was initial from 9th October 2019 by notification number 49 oblique 2019. There will be capping of 20%, which got reduced to 10% from 1st January 2020, pertaining to such invoices or debit note which is not uploaded by my supplier in their GSTR1. Hence, it is not coming in my GSTR2A. So for making it easy, let's you all become supplier. All those who are watching it, more than 500 attendees are watching it. Let's you all become supplier. And let me become recipient of goods or services, customer. Now what this Rule 36 sub Rule 4 says, it says, Bimal ji, your credit, there will be capping of 10% effective from 1st January 2020 pertaining to invoice or debit note which is raised by you, but you have not uploaded in your GSTR1, meaning thereby if you don't upload, it is not visible to me in my GSTR2A. But what is this 10%? And on what to be calculated? They said 10% of eligible credit, which is reflected in my 2A. Reflected in my 2A. So I'm taking one example and I will take your test and will proceed accordingly. Let's say I got 15 lakh rupees. Listen very carefully. I'm watching here, and those who are writing the answer, yes, I know some of them. I do not know some of them. But at the end, I'm going to share my mobile number with each one of you. I really want during this COVID-19 Corona lockdown time period, we must be enjoying together. So if you're writing something, listening carefully to me, I will definitely appreciate your gesture of participating today. Let's take an example that I've got 15 lakh rupees in my books as a credit. 15 lakh rupees in my books as a credit. But there is only 10 lakh rupees credit coming in my 2A. 10 lakh rupees credit coming in my 2A. So 5 lakh rupees difference lies. Book says 15 lakh. 2A says 10 lakh. So to the tune of 5 lakh rupees, you all my supplier has not uploaded in your GSTR1. Hence, it is not coming in my 2A. So difference of 5 lakh. Rule 36 sub Rule 4 says, Bimal, there would be capping of 10% of eligible credit coming in my 2A, 10 lakh, pertaining to such invoice and debit note which is not uploaded by my supplier in their GSTR1. So pertaining to 5 lakh, Bimal, you can take at most 1 lakh rupees credit. 1 lakh rupees credit. Only 1 lakh rupees credit. Now, I have not posted any query to all of you. Now I'm posting query. Listen to my query. So pause. Those who are on a chat box, pause. Now give me the answer. Let's say I got 10 lakh rupees in my GSTR 2A. There's a reference of eligible credit. Am I right? Eligible credit. Let's assume that 2 lakh rupees out of 10 lakh is a block credit. Section 17, subsection 5. Negative list. Credit is not available. Now I'm asking you the simple question. Simple question. Tell me, pertaining to 5 lakh rupees difference, invoice debit note which is not uploaded by my supplier, what is the amount of credit I can avail? Write in your chat box now. Okay. Pihu Agrawal is right. Okay. Krishna is correct. It will be 80,000 rupees. Total 8,80,000 rupees. Perfect. 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 8,80,000. Sukanya is also writing 8,80,000. Good. Good. Listen to me now. Listen to me now. Now next way. Ritesh, you are incorrect. Please, 8,80,000. Listen carefully. Now I would like to highlight 3-4 important parameters for discussion of Rule 36 of Rule 4. The first parameter. For calculation of this capping, what you should not consider, you should not consider import of goods. When you pay IGST on import of goods, you should not consider for capping calculation. RCM liability, reverse charge method, don't compare. ISD credit or your transitional credit, Tran 1, Tran 2, or credit which is availed but reversed for like 6-month criteria. You avail credit but did not pay within 180 days, reverse the credit, then avail the credit. Then you should not consider such credit for calculation of this capping. First part. Second part. As a taxpayer, we were asking to the government, sir, you talked about GSTR 2A. So which GSTR 2A? When to be downloaded? So the one circular number is 123, dated 11th November 2019. And this circular coming and saying, Bimal, it is self-assessment tax. Self-assessment. Bimal, you do calculation whatever you want. We will not do on GSTN portal. You should download, Bimal, you should download, being recipient, being customer, you should download on the due date when my supplier is filing GSTR 1. So being my supplier, you file by 11th normally, 11th of next month. That day you should download your GSTR 2A. So this is what the circular is providing. But what is the problem in this whole calculation? Problem number 1. What happened? Being supplier, if you file your GSTR 1 on 12th of succeeding month, and whereas I need to download on 11, then there will not be that credit reflection mismatch. Second, what happened if you're a quarterly filer? You all are quarterly filer. That credit will not be reflected in my 2A of that respective month, like October to December to be filed by 31st January. So what happened? My 2A only downloaded on 1st February will reflect the credit pertaining to October and December. So what happened for the month of November, December and January? Mismatch, complete mismatch, complete mismatch. Third, which I'm asking you now, this question goes to all of you. Whether this calculation to be made supplier wise or should be made consolidated. This is the question. Whether this should be made supplier wise or consolidated, I'm sure you will have different answer. They say consolidated. That's what circular says, consolidated. That's what they are saying, consolidated. Now here, listen carefully. To me, I need to really check invoice rights. I need to check invoice price. I don't agree consolidated. I don't agree consolidated. Lot many guys are saying consolidated. Listen to me now carefully. Let's say you're my supplier. You charge 10,000 rupees as a tax liability, 10,000 rupees as a tax liability, but by mistake, you have shown 10 lakh rupees while filing your GSTR1. Possible you can do the mistake. When you're saying consolidated, I'm justifying it can't be consolidated. So 10,000 rupees you charge as a tax on invoice, wrongly shown 10 lakh rupees as a tax in your GSTR1. My 2A would be reflecting 10 lakh, but tax is only 10,000. If I take consolidated, then I will do the capping of 10% calculation on 10 lakh, whereas it should be only on 10,000. So am I not ending up, check my invoice right? If I do calculation on 10 lakh, I will end up taking excess credit. And then again the question will come reversal and the dispute of interest and penalty, which we have discussed. I was only highlighting that you have to do invoice wise. Now coming to the third component here, you may ask Bimal Jain, Bimalji, what to do now? There's so much of Pandora's box. What we should do? Let me tell you, if you're asking me, this rule 36 sub rule 4 is ultra vast to my mind. This is by way of rule and going contrary to the provision of the act. There's section 41, 42, 43A. 43A subsection 4. You may note down these sections and check later. 43A subsection 4, they say furnishing of return and matching of credit, tax charged by supplier, credit taken by the recipient. It is yet to be made effective. It was initially stated 1st April 2020, new return system, which got postponed to 1st October 2020, 1st October 2020. Now this 43A subsection 4, where this capping provision is there, is not made effective. By way of rule, can capping provision be created, and that too from 9th October 2019? I'm of the view this is contrary to the provision of the act. Let me tell you, rule are always considered as son, and provision of the act are considered as a father. I'm simply asking whether son can born before father is born. Father need to be born first. Provision must delegate the power. It's not the rule who can draw the capping and restriction provision. I totally disagree. So this is what the answer coming out. Now, let me tell you, during COVID-19, there are certain tax relief measure announced by the government. Notification number 30/2020. 30/2020. There's one provision, and this is a tax relief measure for this lockdown COVID-19 time period. What it says, for application of Rule 36 sub Rule 4, for application of Rule 36 sub Rule 4, for the month starting from February 2020 to August 2020, you need not require to look at the condition, but cumulative effect, you need to adhere, comply the condition of Rule 36 sub Rule 4 cumulatively, and you have to give effect in the month of September GSTR 3B, September 2020. This is one relaxation is being provided for Rule 36 sub Rule 4. So I said, from my perspective, if you look at Rule 36 sub Rule 4, First of all, I don't agree it is as per the law. Second, I'm of the view that in case you want to follow that one, you want to follow this rule 36 sub rule 4, let me tell you one thing. In time to come, our credit, Bimal Jain, customer credit is going to be dependent on the supplier. What is the new return system, New return which government is planning? New return means being supplier, unless you upload your invoice in ANX 1, GST ANX 1, it will not be reflected in my GST ANX 2 and credit is not available. Only for the short transition time period, they have given a concept of transitional credit. They have given a concept of transitional credit only for short period, for T plus 2 months, for T plus 2 months, only for short period. So as a way forward, things are going to be complicated. Believe me, complicated. Now, in this context, there's a one more rule which got inserted, rule 86A, effective from 26 December 2019. This is the new rule. Rule 36 sub rule 4 was creating capping. Rule 86A got inserted from 22nd December 2019 and it talks about blocking of credit. Blocking. Commissioner or an officer not below the rank of assistant commissioner can block my ITC. He can block my ITC for a period maximum 1 year. And in case he block, I will not be able to utilize my credit for discharging the liability or taking refund thereof. Now, this government is making stringent provision. I know these stringent provisions are being made in the context of there are tax evasion going on pan India. Lot many fake invoices issues are coming up. They want to protect their own tax revenues and creating law like Rule 36 sub Rule 4, Rule 86A. But my only point is that while doing so, they are complicating the compliance on the part of honest taxpayer. And honest taxpayers are facing the heat of such provision, which is being made to control and check the dishonest taxpayer. Now, when I said all this thing, my point to you, what is Rule 86A? Let me tell you and summarize, and then I will move to Section 16, subsection 4. Rule 86A says commissioner or an officer not below the rank of assistant commissioner can block the credit, There are 5 specific situations given. In that case, blocking of credit can happen. 5 situations. What are those 5 situations? Listen carefully. Now we are moving to a direction when you should know, like when you go to a bank, there's a concept called KYC, know your customer. Now in GST, government want us that we should know our supplier, know your supplier. Time has come. Now you have to ensure for availing credit, you must know your supplier. Otherwise, your credit can be disputed, can be denied, and you would be left only for litigation point. So be careful, time is coming. Even new return system is envisaged towards that point, unilateral. Unless supplier file the invoice, upload the invoice, credit is not available to the recipient. Only T plus 2 months for normal return filer, RET1. It is not available for RET2, Sahaj and Sugam. Only normal return filer, that too for a transition time period. Now listen the 5 scenarios, wherein commissioner and officer not below the rank of assistant commissioner can block the credit. First, being recipient, if you are availing a credit on invoice raised by your supplier who is non-existent or not doing business from his registered premises. If you have availed credit being recipient, if you have availed credit on such invoice, it is one of the situations for blockage of credit. Second, if you are a recipient and non-existence and not doing business from your registered premises, blockage of credit. Third, if you have not received goods or services, then credit is not available. And you must know that for availing credit under section 16 subsection 2 of CGST Act, there are 4 conditions for availing credit. 4 conditions. What are those? You must have tax invoice being recipient. You must have received goods and services being recipient. Your supplier must have paid taxes. I will come to that point little later. This is the provision section 16 subsection 2 clause C. And last, being recipient, you must have filed the return. So what this rule 86A says, Bimal, blockage of credit can happen if you have not received goods and services but avail the credit. Or you're not having tax invoice, 4th condition, blockage of credit. And last condition, which is I want to take 5 minutes. And this is very important, going pan-India. Section 16, subsection 2, clause C. Now here I want you become my supplier because you all were my supplier and I was your customer, recipient. Let's say you raise the invoice for 10 lakh rupees, charge GST 18% to Bimal Jain. Bimal Jain, being honest, has paid the amount to you. It's you, being supplier, has defaulted and not paid to the government exchequer. You have not deposited. Bimal Jain has given to you. Tell me, I'm asking you in a chat box, whether Bimal Jain can avail credit for such amount which supplier, even after collection, has not deposited. Can I avail credit? Please tell me. Please, I want to see in a chat box and want to understand whether I can avail credit or not. Okay, I started getting some answer from you. So Partha is saying no, credit is not available. So maximum are saying now yes answer are also coming. Okay, now yes, no mix is going popping up. More than 500 participants is going so fast, but I'm finding mixed response. I'm getting it. Now listen. Please come, listen. Being recipient, why I should be penalized for fault of my supplier? It's a supplier who faulted. He didn't deposit. Why I should be penalized? We are demanding this thing for a long time. Shall I tell you? There's one KK industry judgment in pre-GST era in Central Excise. Honorable Supreme Court has said, no, credit can't be denied in the hands of recipient for fault of supplier. Then we got one Arise India judgment in DVAT, Delhi Value Added Tax. In that judgment, Delhi High Court has said recipient should not be kept and he should not be penalized for the fault of supplier. When this Arise India judgment gone to Supreme Court, it got dismissed. SLP filed by the department, which got dismissed. But the thumb rule remained that recipients should not be penalized. Now you know that certain writ are being filed in different high court. In the Delhi High Court, in Bharti Telemedia Limited, writ is being filed why credit would be denied in the hands of recipient for non-payment of tax by the supplier, and notice is being issued to the revenue. Writ got admitted. I'm of the view, believe me, though the act says so, but can I be penalized Fundamentally, I have paid the taxes to the supplier. Supplier is known to the department. Department is not taking any action against the supplier and wanted me to block my credit, wanted me not to avail credit. I'm finding these laws are really not conducive and not making GST as a good and simple tax. So this was on Rule 36, Sub Rule 4, read with Rule 86A. Now I'm coming on Section 16, Subsection 4. And this is very interesting because we are now going to file our annual return for financial year 2018-19. Listen carefully because very much interesting. For financial year 2018-19, due date for filing 9 and 9C is now 30th June 2020. 30th June 2020. Now, there are two more things pertaining to this annual return and reconciliation statement 9 and 9C. If your aggregate turnover is less than 2 crore, then it is optional that you should not file your GSTR 9. And 9C required only when crosses more than 2 crore. But there is one exemption provided that if your turnover, aggregate turnover in financial year 2018-19, it's less than 5 crore, then 9C, GSTR 9C, GST audit not required for 18-19. But GSTR 9 required if aggregate turnover is more than 2 crore, then GSTR 9 is required. Having said that, now come to Section 16, Subsection 4. What is the last date to avail credit? This is the biggest issue. And I got a query from someone also, and I know you would be having the query also. See, some of the participants saying voice problem, video buffering, I can't help it. It is the from my side it is going fine. Maybe recording session you can see later, but let me tell you now. Listen, for availing credit, what is the last date? I'm saying for financial year 2018-19. 2018-19. Now listen here carefully. They are saying internet is slow, video is buffering. Just maybe for a few seconds. Can I write in a chat box? Is it working now? Shall I proceed? Please tell me in the chat box. Shall I proceed?
It's working, sir.
Okay. But I don't know. A lot of participants are saying video is buffering, audio is buffering. Nevertheless, let me go ahead. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. Let me start. Listen. Now start. What is the last date to avail credit for a particular financial year? And here I need your attention. I'm going to give you something very good, which you can really take up for finalizing your GSTR 9 and 9C for 18-19. If I pose this query to you, what is the last date to avail credit for financial year 2018-19? Section 16, subsection 4 of CGST Act says, Bimal, it would be earliest of due date. Earliest of due date. What is the earliest of due date? Due date for furnishing return under section 39 for the month of September following the end of financial year 2018-19. So under section 39, disputes persist, which was there, whether GSTR 3B is a return under Section 39, which got inserted by Rule 61, Sub-Rule 5. Gujarat High Court has given judgment that 3B is not a return under Section 39. But now SLP filed by the department in Supreme Court got admitted and it is sub judice. So I'm not going into that debate. But let's assume 3B is a return under Section 39. For the month of September, due date would be 20th October 2019. 2019. Or date of furnishing annual return, which is now 30th June 2020. So earliest of to date. Earliest of to date. So you have to avail credit. Last date to avail credit. For financial year 18-19, it's 20th October 2019. Let's take one example and then proceed further. Let's say you got 5 crore rupees credit of February and March 2019 falling in financial year 2018-19. And you avail the credit in December 2019 after 20th October 2019. Question H. Department has issued notices pan India for reversal of this credit because availed after that last date, 20th October 2019. And they are demanding this reversal along with interest under Section 50, subsection 1. Now my question and my answer to all of you. My answer is, first, reversal is required or not? If you look at my answer, I will say reversal is not required. You should not reverse it. Reason why I am saying so, why reversal is not required? Listen carefully. My first answer. I will say to the government of India, and in case my case goes to some litigation and I have to argue this case, filing a writ anywhere, why I am going to say that? Listen. Sir, for financial year 2018-19, you said 20th October 2019. I said, Lordship, I have not filed my annual return of 1718 by 20th October 2019. I could submit my annual return of 1718 only by 31st January 2020 and some staggered date, 3rd February, 5th February, 7th February 2020. I would like to draw one important point, and this I can argue also. Let's say you are supposed to file your return for last 6 months. Start from July 19 to December 19. Let's assume hypothetically, July 19 to December 19. I'm asking this query to all of you. Can I file my December 19 return and pay the taxes of December 19 without payment and without filing return of July to November 19? Can I do that? Say yes or no. Say yes or no. Can I do that? Can I do for December without filing July to November 19? Tell me in your chat box. Quick. Okay. I don't know. It's all IT related. I can't solve. Sorry, for me, IT related I can't solve, but I can't do that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Listen now. Listen now. Okay. Perfect. 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 Listen here. I can't. I can't. Can I now make argument before the court? Lots of when financial year 17-18 annual return was open on 20th October 2019, how tax department can expect from me that I must avail credit of 18-19 by 20th October when 17-18 is not finalized? My first argument. My first argument. And law is saying first you complete preceding month. First you complete preceding month. Then come to the current month. That is the analogy of GST. That is the analogy of GST. First part. Second part. It is my vested right. Credit availment is my vested right. In terms of Article 19(1)(g), Article 300(a), my vested right cannot be taken away with artificial fiction. When 18-19 annual return is open, whether GSTR 3B is a return or not is disputed. Litigation going on. Can I say that the due date of September under Section 39 return, which is still disputed, can be a subject matter of curtailment of my last date? My second argument. Third argument. For 17-18, government has issued order that last date would be 31st March 2019. Why can't they issue the same order? Why can't they issue the same order for 18-19? Who is stopping them? For tax relief, they are making so many measures and doing so many things. Why can't take initiative and announce as a one-time gesture for 18-19, for which even the due date is 30th June 2020? So if you look at me and look for the answer, I will say Section 16, subsection 4, reversal need not be done. Need not be done. But hypothetically, if you perceive that reversal to be done, whether interest is leviable, then my answer would be no interest till the time utilized. So I've given all food for thought, given all the energy back, and this is what I'm saying to all of you, that no reversal required under Section 16, subsection 4 of CGST Act. Now, having said all this thing, now let me touch base the last point of my deliberation, and then we can proceed further. Last one of my deliberation. And this is very interesting. I don't know that you all are struggling with the bandwidth, voice and video, which is I'm getting in a chat box, but sorry to say, I can't help it. Maybe you can see recorded session later and that might help you. So those who could not see or hear me properly during this live session, maybe they can watch the live session later. Let me take the last subject matter of the day. See, we are in COVID-19 time period. Government has announced a lot of tax relief measure. They have announced that my due date, they have announced that GSTR 3B, GSTR 1, and they have said it can be filed by so and so date. I'm taking just one example. Force majeure. Force majeure. This is the situation which is going on today. What is the situation? Let me tell you. And I'm taking just one example so that you can just correlate. And I will go slow so that I can take you all along. Those who are seeing me and watching me and listening carefully. If I'm a taxpayer and my aggregate turnover is more than 5 crore, in preceding financial year, then with the recent tax relief, what is being stated? That for the month of February, March and April, there would be nil interest up to 15 days from the due date, and thereafter it would be 9% per annum. to be calculated on daily basis for interest, and there's a complete waiver of late fees for filing 3B if it is being filed by 24th June 2020. Now listen very carefully. I'm creating one example, then I will talk to you. And I will say the force major provision as well. Let's say for the month of March 2020, GSTR 3B due date is normally 20th April, which is gone. We are standing today on 25th April, gone. But a relaxation is being provided. You should not assume that due date got extended. First of all, none of you should assume that due date for 3B and 1 got extended. No, it is not extended. Believe me, not extended. What it says in 31/2020 is say that for the March 2020, 3B can be filed by 24th June 2020. What they are saying, for 15 days starting from 20th April plus 15 days till 5th May, there will be nil interest, no interest. But thereafter, interest would be there, but at reduced rate, 9% per annum, and to be calculated on daily basis, provided you file your 3B by 24th June 2020. Now, in this given situation, I'm going to ask you one question. GSTR 1 pertaining to March, by when you need to file and when there will not be any late fees. Notification number 33 coming in and saying that Bimal, no late fees to be levied for filing GSTR 1 for the month March, April and May if you file by 30th June. Look at the irony. They are saying, Bimal, no late fees for GSTR 1 if you file by 30th June. But 3B, you should file by 24th June. So you should finalize your 3B before GSTR 1. So law, the way tax relief measures stated, it is all creating, I was on a force major provision. What is that force major provision, For notification, 35/2020 dated 3rd April 2020 got issued. 35/2020 talks about that all the GST compliances whose time limit is expiring in a period starting from 20th March to 29 June, due date would be 30th June 2020. This is the notification 35/2020. So your appeal to be filed, your refund to be claimed, your statement to be submitted, your LET to be executed, all are getting extended. Even 17/18 refund, you can file by 30th June 2020. Except, it is given some except provision. What is this except provision? That it is not applicable for time of supply, value of supply, registration, section 25. If we have to apply for registration within 30 days, we have to apply. No choice. It is not getting extended. And you have to raise invoice. And now this is very interesting. Listen, as a service provider, you must raise your invoice within 30 days from the date of provision of service. If you don't raise invoice within 30 days, then as per time of supply provision, it would be earliest of 2, date of provision of service or date of receipt of money. If you don't raise invoice within 30 days. So section 31 got excluded from this tax relief measure. What government is expecting from all of us together, Bimal, you raise your invoice as per your due date. You may not file your GSTR 1 and 3B. There's a waiver for the late fees. But you must raise invoice. Create the liability for yourself. Pay only by the due date as provided in 31, 32, and 33. So what is the fourth major provision? Do you think this COVID-19 only for the 3 months? As on date, what I'm finding, all business is at stoppage. Nothing is coming in and nothing is going out, except we are on e-platform. We are working on e-platform. Most of the work is being held. Now, if due date of something which is falling in March, for which I'm not sure when I'm going to be paid by the client, and maybe my client can dispute, but time of supply, raising of invoice under section 31 not relaxed. What is the benefit which I'm looking for is not there. Solution to all of you. Maybe you can speak to your client and get this force major clause invoked. Discuss with them. Change the date of milestone. Come to a settlement so that raising of invoice can be postponed and can conveniently measured for discharging the GST liability. Yesterday from Delhi, we got a call from Chief Minister's office, and he wanted from industry perspective what relief we should extend to the industry, local and NCR. All the state are now giving so many measures. I given two suggestions which I'm sharing with all of you. What are the suggestions I given? And let me tell you. First suggestion I given that for SME and MSME sector, those are small sector, they should charge GST not on accrual basis but on receipt basis. Unless I collect the money, I should not be asked to deposit the money. This relaxation of 2 months, 3 months will not work. I said at least there should be some 6 months criteria for SME and MSME that my GST liability should be changed from accrual to receipt basis. Second suggestion, we all are talking about that salary to be paid to the staff, employee concern. If I'm SME and MSME, I'm already struggling with the working capital. And in time to come, 3 to 6 months, I will have to face this financial crunch. If salary which I really want to give to my staff, I'm not saying that I'm not willing to, but I need some kind of support from the government. They must extend some loan on a short-term basis at 0% interest so that I can fund my business for this COVID-19 situation. So this is a suggestion which I gave to the Delhi government. So what I'm telling you, my dear friend, being today we are here and we are listening, we are almost 11 branch from different part of Maharashtra and Gujarat. Topic was section 16, subsection 4, rule 36, sub-rule 4 with the open issues. Thanking to all the branches who has given me the opportunity. Thanking Chairman WIRC, Lalitji, for giving this kind of platform webcast where so many branches got connected, got together. Now let me share my mobile number because all of you are listening since long, almost 2 hours we are reaching nearby. Why I'm giving you my mobile number, during COVID-19 we must do something free for the fraternity, and which we are doing. We are trying our best. You must come back to me saying with your input, feedback, suggestion. I've tried my best, whatever best possible, given my opinion free of cost. Nothing I'm looking for. I just need that you should prosper in your profession. Do whatever best you can do for yourself, and you can post your query through WhatsApp. If time permits, I will try to respond back during COVID-19 time period, free of cost. My number, let's take down 98-106-04-563. I'm repeating once again, 98-106-04-563. Now, the last point. We all are fighting against COVID-19. First, my request to each one of you, stay at home. safe at your home. Be with your family and take care of yourself. Do yoga, exercise, keep yourself fit. Do some puja, bhakti, whatever you like. Do whatever you got love and passion, which you could not do because time was not there. Now you got that time with you. Do whatever. If you like cooking, do cooking. If you like sing a song, please sing a song and post such videos. Send to your relatives, friends, and get appreciation, positivity. Give positivity, take positivity. And I always believe together we will defeat Corona. Believe me, this is a situation we have come to know what family all about. We have come to know what family member means for us. We have come to know why the God is the greatest one, and we must respect the God. And with this, we take the challenges of building ourselves and getting something good for ourselves. So thanking each one of you from my side, each one of you for seeing me, watching me, and listening so carefully. Thank you very much, and thank to all the branches, chairmen, members, everyone who has taken out your time and listening me and seeing me. Thank you very much from core of my heart. Given my number, do share your feedback and suggestion. In case having question, I will try my best to resolve your queries. Thank you very much.
गाना कॉपी करने के लिए कोई
Jalaj, Jalaj,
Jalaj bhai, are you there?
Rohan bhai, I think so. We should say take some questions first.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes,
Good
please.
afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, thanks for the wonderful session. Now, moving on to the questions.
Yes, please.
Hello. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I am hearing you. Please tell me. Go ahead.
Sir, first question is from Deepak Agrawal, sir.
Mm-hmm.
He has given a brief background of the question.
Mm-hmm.
Raw cotton agricultural produce goes through a process of
No, your voice is cracking. I can't hear
spinning,
you.
which
Your voice is
results
cracking.
in two products,
No.
cotton
Prakash
lean
Bhandari ji, I can't hear
and
him.
Rohan,
cotton oil seeds. This cotton lean is then put through a process of
Rohan,
pressing, which results into cotton bales, which is supplied to spinning mills for manufacture of threads. As per serial number 54, heading 99 of notification number 12 2017, service in relation to storage and warehousing of agricultural produce is exempt. Now, as per the new insert serial number 24B, heading 9969, a notice 2000 from 9 provide storehousing fibers.
Rohan, your voice is not clear. Rohan, your voice is not clear. Rohan, Rohan,
I think sir is not listening actually.
yeah, yeah, fine. Who is this? Yeah, please take it ahead. Please take it ahead. Bimal ji, are you
Hello
hearing
sir,
me?
am I?
I'm getting a voice, but I'm not hearing his voice, which he's asking me.
Okay. Okay. Bimalji, exemplary suggestions, and all our members were really eager to listen to you, and it was an opportunity for all of us. And looking
Thank
forward
you.
for your continuous session, sir. Please be kind and
Surely.
enlighten us whenever. Yes, sir.
Surely,
And
I know all these.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please,
And,
please, Karim. Please, Karim.
yes, sir, yes. At this point, I would like to congratulate our regional council member Anand Jakotia for taking the initiative. Jalaj Baheti, Vipul Patel, Kirit Kalyani, Rohan Andre, Ganesh Silvan, Ankit Rathi, Bipin Shah, Sagar Patni, Karan Thakkar, Rajesh Agarwal, Kiran Bhandari for taking the initiative and coming out with such a wonderful session. Please take it ahead in such a way in future also. Couple of things which I would like to share with members. One point was the cooperative panel has been extended up to 30th September. So I would request all the members that for the year 2021, if the AGM is held before 30th September, you can accept the appointment for the year financial year 2021. And second thing, sir, as we have from our COVID response group, we have given the suggestion, and I 101% believe that this will be taken ahead positively, sir. We would need your help in COVID scenario also, and you have been kind enough to share your mobile number. Really grateful to you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Jalaj,
Yes, sir.
Jalaj, I think so. Yes, sir. Jalaj, move ahead. I have given my words. Now, whether you are taking questions or you are giving vote of
Yes,
thanks.
sir. Yes, sir. Bimal sir, can you hear my voice?
I'm getting
Yeah,
your voice. That's not a big issue.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sir, I have sent you one
What?
WhatsApp. Can you read that WhatsApp the queries for that queries? One PPT I have sent you, or should I read from here?
Open.
Yeah.
Let me open them. Too long. Shall I put a request to you that what you can do, Prakash, you can ask the individual member who has posted a query. I've given my number to them. They can WhatsApp their query to me. I will respond back to them. If you
Yes,
think
sir.
it is okay.
Yeah, it will be great, sir.
Is it okay?
Jalaj,
So you ask
Yes, sir.
concerned member to write back to me in WhatsApp. Write back to me on WhatsApp. I will respond back to them one-on-one basis. That's not a big issue.
Yes, sir. That will be fine.
Okay. All right. So they should rest assured themselves. I'm there with them. Don't worry. Write their query on WhatsApp
Okay, sir.
on same number which I gave to you.
Just I will ask them, sir. I will ask Ganesh Silvan, Chairman Aurangabad branch, to give closing remarks.
All right.
Okay.
Ganesh, unmute yourself. Ganesh, unmute yourself.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah.
please.
Go ahead.
Yes, yes.
Good afternoon, Lalit sir. Good afternoon, Bimal sir. Good afternoon,
Thank you.
everyone. First of all, I would like to congratulate Jalaj Bhai and Team Akola and other co-host branches for arranging this webinar on burning issues of GST. And I also congratulate them for having a record number of participants in this webinar. So listening Bimal Jain sir is every time like a feast for us as a professional, and a big responsibility has been given by Jalaj Bhai to me to give concluding remarks. So only I will say, sir, as usual, your session was very amazing. A lot of doubts got cleared of mine and all attendees regarding availment of ITC, interest payment and levy issues. The case laws given by sir will be very much helpful for us for knowledge purpose and litigation purpose in future. As sir has also explained, stringent provisions of section 36 subsection 4 in a very easy manner. And lastly, the suggestions to government. I really appreciate the sir's suggestions that it is really today's need of in this scenario that charge of GST on receipt basis for SMEs rather than on accrual basis, and SMEs should get finance at 0% interest rate. So these are really needed for survival of SMEs. So thank you, sir, and I hope government should act on it. And most importantly, the sir kept session interactive throughout all time with questions and answers from attendees. So thank you, sir. That's all from my side. Thank you. Jalaj, it's up to you.
Jalaj. Ganesh,
हाँ sir.
you continue with vote of thanks, please.
Okay, sir. So I would I think Jalaj is not here. So on behalf of all Akola branch and other co-host branches, I must thank Lalit sir and Anand Jakotia sir, Bimal Jain sir for accepting our invitation, and Lalit sir and Anand sir has given permission to us to arrange this webinar. So I must also thank all co-host branches for joining with Akola branch. And last but not least, I must thank all participants for joining in a very large number for this webinar and having with their questions. They were really interactive during this whole session. So thank you all.
Thank you, Bimalji. Thank you, sir.
Shall I
Thank you,
leave?
sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, Vipul.
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes,
हाँ,
please vote of
Hello.
thanks.
Am I
Jalaj
audible,
दे दिया
sir?
vote of thanks.
वोट ऑफ
Yes,
थैंक्स दे
yes, you
दिया
are
सर.
audible.
Jalaj,
गणेश जी,
हाँ दे दिया
Yes,
सर
yes.
मैंने दे दिया.
Okay.
vote of thanks.
इधर से ऑडियो नहीं आ रहा है आई थिंक सर. जलज भाई, आई एम
Okay, okay.
ऑडियो.